Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. I don't know whether you've discovered that everything that William Ruto touches on does not seem to work. You know, all these policies that the Kenya Kwanza regime introduced before the formation of the broad-based government, everything that they've been introducing collapses. Nothing seems to be working.
We are raising issues. Why do we have a bursary that is being run by a member of parliament, that is being run by the women rep, that is being run by the national government, and all these bursaries are being given to the same people, and nobody has a list on who's getting this?
That is why I agree with Senator Onyonka some times ago when he said nothing is working. Now, after listening to Martha Koome's sentiments on another policy of William Ruto, after listening to that statement, I was meant to understand that even Martha Koome does not believe that things that the Kenya Kwanza government is trying to implement will work. That is why you find that the 2023 Financial Act was first of all suspended by the courts of appeal, but the Supreme Court reinstated it. But the idea was that because there was already a a way of collecting money or collecting taxes, and probably the courts realized that the country was going to miss out on certain collections, so they were given a temporary way of using the Finance Act 2023. So Martha Koome seems to be believing that things that William Ruto introduced, literally all of them, do not seem to work. And in this latest attack, Martha Koome talked about the funding model of the university. So I want to take you into an explosive statement for those who would not watch the video. I'll share the video shortly. But before you do that, please like this video. It's so important if you like this video. I'm so grateful for everyone who has been liking our videos. I don't take that for granted. Subscribe to our channel if you're not subscribed before, and to existing subscribers, thank you so much for your support. Martha Koome is the latest person to share her sentiments about not believing in the policies that the Kenya Kwanza regime introduces.
I stopped watching news because of these very depressing items that keep flashing to our faces to remind us how unequal and how unjust we are in our society. That a child who has qualified to go to the university can be there crying, saying, look, I've been put in band 5. Is it band 5? When I ought to be in band 1, and therefore I cannot afford to go to the university. And when you follow, you find the child of a well-to-do family has been put in band 1. When you follow, you also find that there is bursary fund given from the taxpayers' money, given to the governor, given to the women rep, given to the MP through CDF, given to the MCA. I hope none of them is here because they are going to lynch me. Now, all those bursaries, how are they disbursed? Why wouldn't you put them in education and make education free for all?
One thing that could attribute to Martha Koome's latest stand could be because of the successes of the Gen Z's movement, what Kenyans pushed for, the change of policies, you know, the stoppage of what was going on in parliaments and literally all the government entities. So you all know that there's this issue of bands, the university funding model, whereby you are taken through some roller coaster form filling sessions where you are forced to declare whether you are living large, you know, that whether you are born with a silver spoon on your mouth, or whether you are born on the streets and you're living a poverty line. So you're supposed to declare. So after declaring, then the government says that you are now supposed to be in band 5, or you're supposed to be in band 1. based on a statement that Martha Koome unleashed, and based on my little research, those people who are categorized as band 5, ni kama these are people who come from wealthy families. Those people who are considered in band 1, these are the people who need a lot of support from the government. So you are awarded this scholarship, or rather this sponsorship funds, based on how you feel. That form, which is supposed to make you self-declare yourself whether you are wealthy family, from a wealthy family or from a poor background. So Martha Koome has poked holes onto this funding model. And let me be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. This funding model, unless RUTO scraps it completely, the Gen Z movement will continue going on, because it is making education very expensive, one. And that's why I personally support Martha Karua. You know, these things did not start they didn't start this year. They started last year. I remember when Martha Karua went public and talked about this funding model, and even went to an extent of telling William Ruto that he was supported with the old HELB funding model, which treated people equally. So the fact that he's not looking at that old funding model as something that has worked for Kenyans, now adopting a new one that is a bit punitive to Kenyans, should make him realize that he's punishing Kenyans. That is a message that Martha Karua posted back then. So now on to Martha Koome's take, which I think I agree with Martha Koome, because Martha Koome says, based on what has been communicated in the public, there are people who come from wealthy families, but the system has realized that they are the ones who need a lot of support. There are people who don't come from wealthy families. These are people the government sees that they're the ones who need less support. I want you to understand something here. The band 1 and the band 5, that debate.
There is now a new method of funding education, and we believe it is deliberately designed to erode access to education. The introduction of the variable scholarship and loan funding model is nothing short of betrayal by people who enjoyed education funded by the state. It shifts the burden of education to the backs of students and their families, majority of whom can ill afford, violating the essence of Article 43 of the Constitution.
So that's why you find that everything that William Ruto seems to be implementing doesn't work. If I may take you back last year to the issue of fuel procurement from the Arab countries, and also this government introduced the issue of procuring petroleum products, or rather oil, in Kenya shilling. That made oil become very, very expensive, and that's why you find that Uganda moved on to had to move in, and they said that they were striking a new deal with the Tanzania counterpart. And I think you remember that story. Why? Because Kenya was becoming very expensive to trade with, and there was a lot of brokerage in the procurement process. I remember that story very well, as if it was yesterday. So why do you think William Ruto's policies, all his policies, doesn't seem to work? Because earlier on you've heard about people complaining that he's relaunching projects. You know, also that is not working. Things are not working. Everything. The finance bill 2024 didn't work. It was a very big shame. And you understand the history of that. So Martha Koome, despite the fact that it was not expected of her to make such an attack, but she channeled her guns directly at William Ruto. That is the reality, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think about this statement from Martha Koome, from the video that I just shared? Do you think Martha Koome has just had a change of heart now, or is it because of what happened during the Gen Z movement? Now he felt a bit threatened. Just go below in your comment section and offer your reaction on it. So perhaps if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until we catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.